It says football, beer, and above all, gambling filled up the horizon of their minds. To keep them in control was not difficult. From George Orwell's 1984. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Baharach HaKodash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have taught us His word and teach us His word today. And we'll give a salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Yatazak Bob with the GMS Nebraska camp. This is GMS Endeavor. And in this lesson, I want to cover this quote here, from the book 1984, which I came across it scrolling down my YouTube. There was a post from the brother's YouTube channel, Shamar Amat, 144,000%. Baba Kusha. Go and subscribe to that brother's channel. But this it stood out to me, especially being from the book 1984, because what was going on in that book is that there was a mass surveillance, a mass control. Truth was being turned into lies were being turned into truth, history was being changed, and it was all to control the masses to live in the way that Big Brother, so to speak, or the elite wanted people to live. And a lot of it we can see, or draw comparisons to how the world is in real life, and we see, in real life, those of our people who are, stuck in that Americanized mindset, they're focused on are these distractions. As the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 10:6, folly is set in great dignity and the rich sit in low place. All they know is, what's going on social media. All they know is, what's happening on the TV, the entertainment of it, the distractions of this world. They're not worried about this truth. They're not worried about serving Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or salvation or prophecy or none of these things. They're not worried about none of this. But in this lesson, what I really want to focus on is us who are in this truth. Because as the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 13, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. So, like it's saying, the 2/3 are going to be 2/3. The ungodly are going to be ungodly, and they're walking into destruction. But for us who are fighting to be the righteous, for us who are fighting to be saved and to inherit the kingdom of heaven, we have to worry about what type of time we have to be on, for lack of better words. Salaki for putting it like that. But we're not immune to the distractions of this world. We are very susceptible to it. And it's not wrong to be into the sports, to be into football or basketball or boxing or any of these things. That's not wrong. It's not wrong to be into playing video games or to want to watch your TV show or whatever the case may be. That's totally fine. But let's grab this scripture, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. Let's grab that in the NLT. It says, those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them, for this world as we know it will soon pass away. So it's okay to, be into certain things, and, you have your different entertainment and the different things that you're into, this is totally fine. But once you start to become attached to them, and, you're abusing it, that's when it starts to become a problem. We have to be balanced in this truth. And so it starts to become a problem when, instead of being up to date on the prophecies and knowing what's happening in the world, we've been allotting too much time to being updated on what's happening in the show we're watching, or we've been allotting too much time to whatever distraction, and now you're not even on point with the rest of the brothers. The rest of the brothers is all knowing about the next upcoming thing in prophecy. Where they're all on the same page, but you may be a couple steps behind, or I won't say you, I'll say we may be a couple steps behind because we're into some type of folly. that's when it starts to become a problem. Because as the scriptures say in First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. So being asleep, let's get the definition of sleep. Strong's G2518, which is to fall asleep, drop off to sleep. Let's just get straight to the point. To yield to sloth and sin, to be indifferent to one's salvation. What makes you indifferent to salvation? Because you're finding interest in other things versus what we have to be doing to receive salvation. Instead of striving to please the Lord, you want to sit back and chill and do what you enjoy. Or, and Salakia, when I say you, I'm speaking to myself as well. But, yielding to sloth, we would rather turn on the TV and stay updated, or, get into whatever whatever distraction we're into versus studying, or watching a video from a brother, or being tapped into the spirit. And this can happen, but the scripture is saying, don't let us sleep as others sleep, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. What's that watching? When you go into the definition, let's just grab it. Strong's G1127. Let's get to the point. To give strict attention to, be cautious, active. So what's being active? That's searching the news, seeing what the higher ups are doing, what law has Trump passed now, or what's not, what's going on within the government, what legislation is being passed, how can I attach these things to prophecies, how, what's going on with the MOTB and that news. We're giving strict attention to gathering up our oil, making sure we're on point with these scriptures, these different things. That's a part of watching, and let's read on this definition. To take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. So what's remission? Let's get that. The word remission is let's just get to the let's go to the etymology of it. Matter of fact, so right here, let's get to the point. To slacken, let go, abate, release from duty or obligation. So you can start to put your foot on the brake, and you're not as into the truth as we may be into what's going on, in worldly, carnal, fleshly things, and it says indolence. What's indolence? Or let's just get into etymology. Indolence is indifference to pain, freedom from pain, insensibility. It says a state of rest or ease, neither pleasant nor painful, laziness, love of ease. So it's basically the opposite of the spirit that we have to be in, striving for our salvation. We got to be vigilant. We have to be awake. We have to be watching. And the distractions that are offered in this world can easily cause us to be out of this spirit. These phones, social media, we can just swipe and swipe and swipe. And before you know it, all that time that passed while we were getting into social media or whatever we're into, we could have been watching a video, or we could have been, getting into anything else that is profitable unto us. And that, we have to be sober, because that's what it all comes down to, being sober, which is Strong's G3525, which is to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit, to be temperate, which is basically having self-control, dispassionate, circumspect. To be dispassionate is the ability to, be able to get into whatever, folly, getting into your show, or, playing the game. But when it's time to chill out from that, you're able to. When it's not a fight to have to, lock back into the truth. No, it should be a thing to where you're struggling to make time for the folly, not that you're struggling to make time for the truth. Not that, you would rather, get into something else over the truth more times than not, because we're in this flesh and we're going to lose that battle sometimes and want to chill, but that shouldn't be the default. If that's the case, then we're not being sober minded. So let's go to the next scripture, which is the last scripture. First Peter chapter 4 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. The state, of prophecy, the stage of prophecy that we're in right now, with all this legislation being passed, all these, the direction that's being walked in onto the MOTB with the Stargate project, the $500 billion that was poured into AI infrastructure, with all these robots being built, the AI at the stage that it is, with ICE doing these deportations. There's a lot going on right now, and we see that this image of the beast is being set up right before our eyes. We see this MOTB system being set up right before our eyes, and we're at the end. So with us being at the end, this isn't the time to be relaxed. This isn't the time to, to not be locked in to this truth. At the end of the day, we got oil to get. We have, we don't want to be sleep in these times. So what does it say? Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. We have to be dispassionate. We have to be able to separate from, different follies. We have to be able to fast from certain things. It shouldn't be a struggle to miss out on, a game, or, to miss out on a TV show or anything like that, because at the end of the day, this truth has to be our priority, and we have to keep our eyes single, and keep a correct balance of how much we're focused into serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and focus on our salvation, and how much focus we give to folly and things that are at the end of the day just distractions. We have to keep a good balance. So that's all I wanted to get into with this lesson. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai B'Hawar Charkodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have taught us this word, teach us this word. And I want to give a salutation unto the elect. And shalom.